think you've been petted, don't be silly, forget it. Death, flappers, and baby vans bore me to tears. What do they know concerning love? Come to me for your burning love. 'Cause I'm the last of the red-hot mamas. They've all cooled down but me. Slap a vamp, say what do they know? Come get your hot stuff from this volcano. I'm an overheater, try and beat it. Hotsy-totsy, Hottentot. Now it may be snowy, but when I get going, oh baby, I'm hot. You can keep your collegiate charmers, their loving isn't worth a dime. Away up in Alaska, where the natives freeze, an Eskimo left my hut in his BVDs. 'Cause I'm the last of the red-hot mamas, I'm getting hotter all the time. Said I'm the last of the red-hot mamas, they've all cooled down but me. I don't pet and only neck 'em, no sir, I'm one mama who loves to wreck 'em. I can make 'em sizzle, make 'em fry 'em frizzle, and if you want to know the truth, say I can warm the cold ones and give the old ones back their flaming youth. Oh, I was born in the hot Bahamas. Right now I'm in love and crying. Others pet and kiss and hug and don't know what it's all about. Say when I kiss men, they feel they've had their tonsils taken out. 'Cause I'm the last of the red-hot mamas. I'm getting hotter all the time. Thank you.
Come on, pretty old boy, we want women. We want women. We want.
All right, now, wait a minute, boys. Here come your women now. Here you go. The boys fall for me.
I'll slap your face.
Now you run along here, I'll handle this. Why don't you be a nice boy?
Hey.
Why don't you behave yourself?
I'm not taking anything from a cheap dame like you. Get that through your numb noodle.
Now, we don't want any trouble around here, young man. How about something nice for yourself?
Sure, I like something nice. What have you got?
Come along with me and I'll give you something that's good for your schoolboy complexion.
Always glad to learn.
Come with teacher to the classroom.
May I come too, teacher?
One at a time, boy, one at a time.
Come on, Betty. What did I tell you? You know, she's the original hot mama. She couldn't be any hotter if she was twin. She probably lives on champagne, caviar, and that. You said it. You know, life with Sophie is just one grand bubble of pooping.
Well, what have you got for me?
You'd be surprised. Just what did you call me out there?
Oh, you heard me. I said I wasn't having any cheap dame like you telling me what to do. Now, what about it?
A cheap dame?
Yes, a cheap dame.
Never mind, Bob, I'll take care of
Huh?
it. Bob, I didn't want you to hurt him.
Well, then he called you cheap dame?
Put him at the chair, please.
Why did you call me? I'd have handled him.
Oh, Jim, I didn't want Bob to hurt him.
We did all right. But him calling her a cheap dame. Well, he had it coming to him. Now, Sophie, don't worry. We want women. Take him outside, find his car, and send him home. Okay.
Listen, everybody, listen. a man. There's one thing keeps a woman always in doubt, and that's a man. Now I'm no exception to the rule. I know they say that I'm a fool, but there's one thing that I'm simply crazy about, and that's my man. He's not good looking, not handsome or tall. I couldn't tell you how he made me fall. Nothing to him, but still and all, he's a good man to have around. He's not a stepper, can't even walk. In conversation, he stammers and halts. Poor little sweet man, with all his faults, he's a good man to have around. And at times, when I fly off my lead, oh, this minute I shout. But if he did, I would die without him. He's not exactly my idea of the perfect lover from heaven above. But what's the difference? The man you love is a good man to have around. You wouldn't like him. He's nothing to show. Not to be trusted, I learned long ago. Just good for nothing, but I don't know. He's a good man to have around. When dinner's over, I turn and he's gone. I hear him sneaking along about dawn. I don't say nothing, cause from then on, he's a good man to have around. And every time he stops to row, I don't care if I live, but he knows how to make me forgive him. For a revolver, I don't mean for fun. I ought to shoot him for things that he's done, but I can't pull the trigger. The son of a gun is a good man to have around. Thank you. Good night, Jim.
Sophie, can I come in for a few minutes? I want to talk to you.
I know what you want. Something to eat. Hey? Come along. Come right in. Make yourself right at home. I'm going into the kitchen, and I'll get the coffee pot boiling, change, make myself comfortable. Won't take me but just a minute. I'm doing what I'm doing for love.
Wait a moment. I'll help you. Permit me.
Thank you, Sophie.
I hope everything's in perfect order, madame.
Don't matter me, big boy.
A bit of cheese.
Oh, wait a minute.
now.
Morning, early risers. Before starting the exercises, I must warn you against eating a heavy breakfast.
There, that guy just reminded me that I've got to reduce.
Now, have your orange juice, and I'll be back on the air in a few minutes.
Now I can't have any cheese.
I like you just as you are. I think you're perfect.
Do you? All right. Pass the cheese. Thank you. How's the coffee?
Delicious. But I'm afraid it'll keep me awake all day.
Don't worry. Eat and drink all you want. There are no high prices and no cover charges.
The crowd in the Honky Tonk can only see you now.
Don't ever give me away, Jim, or you'll lose a lot of customers. The boys would never pay $2 for a 10-cent bottle of ginger ale to see me in a house dress puttering around with lost pots and pans. A red-hot mama isn't supposed to get that way from hanging around a red-hot stove.
Gee, how different you, the real Sophie Leonard, are from the Sophie Leonard the world thinks you are.
That's right. Before the public, I'm a sizzling spud. At home, a cold potato. And that's what I want to be, Jim. Just a cold potato. You don't know how I hate this life. How I want to get away from it. Broadway has been very kind to me, Jim. But after all, it isn't the real life that I want to live. And I'm sick of it. I want to live like a real human being. I want to say good morning to the people when I'm getting up instead of when I'm going to bed. Jim, I haven't said good afternoon to a soul in a long, long time. And I don't hi-hat anybody.
It doesn't always have to be like this. If you'd only...
Now, I know what you're going to say. And remember I told you, we mustn't talk about that yet. Not for a while. Not until I've done everything I want for my Betty.
That's very wonderful for you, but I wonder if it's worth the sacrifice.
I should say it is.
But remember, sometimes...
I know. Not my Betty. She's different. Bless her heart. You should see the letters that I get from her. Oh, that's too cute for words. Look at this one here. Look here. To be sure, to show the cook how to make those pancakes with honey. I used to make for her when she was a little girl. To show the cook, as if I need a cook. I who used to be the best pancake maker in Hartford 20 years ago. And I'm going to make some for you sometime. Wait till you taste them.
I'll bet they're good.
Good, they're great.
Sophie, there's nothing I like better than to go on eating your pancakes for the rest of my life.
Jim, I must say this for you. You are the first man that has ever wanted to marry me for my pancakes.
But speaking of Beth, reminds me to ask you something.
What is it, Jim?
She hasn't the slightest idea yet of what you're doing, has she?
Why, no. Not the slightest. She still thinks I'm a concert singer.
I think I'd better be going.
You mean good morning?
I'll pick you up this evening.
Thanks very much. Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Well, here we are, merry and bright. Have you had your orange juice? Now let's start on our exercises. First, sit on the floor with legs outstretched. Now, up, down, up, down. Now rise with your back on the floor. Down. Roll over. Down. Roll over.
Jim. I'll be ready in a minute. What a day this has been. What time is it?
It's late. The boat docked at 6. We'll have to hurry.
Oh, don't worry. I've got a taxi waiting downstairs.
My, you've dolled the place up, Sophie. Gee, it's home life.
Just think of it, Jim. In another half hour or so, I'll see my Betty.
Beth ought to be awfully happy the way you prepared for her homecoming.
Oh, I hope she will be. I'm sorry I didn't have time to move into a bigger and nicer apartment. I had no idea she was coming back so suddenly. She didn't cable me until the day she sailed from Southampton. Just like her, though. Always doing something to surprise her mother. What's the matter, Jim? You don't look so chipper today. Tummy out of order again? Let me get you some milk of magnesia.
No, thanks, dear. It isn't that.
Well, you're worried about something. What is it?
I'll tell you later.
Never mind later. Tell me now. Oh, never mind the time. We'll make the boat. Now, what is it? What is wrong?
Well, Sophie, I'm afraid we'll have to close up the Honky Tonk.
Close it up? Why?
Well, ever since you left, business has been falling off so that, well, to tell you the truth, Michael's is almost busted.
That means you'll be out of a job.
Looks that way. Without you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jim. Michael's has always been nice to me, and I'd like to help him. And you, Jim. But I couldn't. I couldn't go back to that racket, especially now that Betty is...
I know. And I wouldn't have you go back for all the money in the world.
Now listen to me, Jim. I want you to stop worrying, do you hear? Wait till I get set with Betty, and then we'll see if we can't help Michael find someone to fill my place and bring the business back.
Fill your place. That's a big job.
Well, never mind how big I am. I know it. And what is more, I don't care. Oh, my dear, that's my Lindbergh in the taxi cab getting impatient. I'm going to get my coat and hat.
Oh, really, Beth? Are you positive this is where your mother lives? Well, it must be, Jean. This is where I always sent my letters. But, Beth, it's so depressing. I really can't imagine people living in this part of town. How very plebeian.
All right, Jim, let's go. Now, who can that be? I'll bet it's Mrs. Rosenberg coming to borrow my coffee grinder again. Please, open the door for her, will you? Betty!
Mother.
Betty, darling. Betty, darling.
Mother. Oh, Mother, please, you're crushing me.
Oh, Betty, dear, you don't know how happy I am to see you. We were just going down to meet you.
Oh, the boat docked an hour early. Mother, I want you to meet my school friend, Miss Gilmore.
Oh, I'm so glad to meet you, dear.
How do you do?
Betty, dear, I want you to meet my very best friend, Jim Blake. And I know he will be your best friend, too.
I feel as though I've known you always. Your mother has talked of nothing else but you for years.
Really? How nice. I suppose all mothers talk about their daughters.
Yes, dear. When they're like you, my dear, they do.
Miss Gilmore, Mr. Blank.
How do you do, Miss Gilmore?
He bows like a head waiter. Oh, you mustn't mind Jean. She's so humorous, Mr. Blank.
Blake is the name.
There's nothing blank about Jim.
But, Mother, this isn't where you live all the time, is it?
Why, yes, dear. Isn't it nice and cozy? How do you like the decorations I fixed for your homecoming? And wait till you see the dinner I've prepared. I cooked it myself, just for you.
And what a dinner.
And I'm going to make some of the pancakes with honey, like I used to make. And I'm going to make enough to supply Childs for a month. Come, girls, take off your things. I'm sure you both are as hungry as bears.
Oh, I'm not a bit hungry.
Come, dear, we'll go into the dining room, and we'll eat. We'll make whoopee and everything.
I'm dreadfully sorry, Mother, but Jean's brother, whom I met abroad, well, he's arranged a welcome home dinner tonight in my honor.
But, Betty, dear, you don't mean... Why, you've just come home. It's the first time I've seen you in years. And I've cooked such a wonderful dinner for you.
Your mother has looked forward so to being with you tonight, and so have I. Couldn't you?
Why, no, Mother. You see, he cabled me on board. He's made a lot of preparations, invited all my friends. I don't see how I could disappoint him. Oh, my dear, you couldn't do that.
Of course not. I understand. And I won't be selfish and take you away from your friends. And I am glad they're giving you such a grand party.
Come along, Beth. We're late now.
You mustn't be late, dear.
I'll be back right after dinner. Then we can have a really nice long talk. Would you unpack my bags, dear?
Of course I will. I'll have everything ready for you.
Yes, and I'll help you, Sophie.
Run along, darling. Have a good time. And come home early. Goodbye, Miss Gilmore. I hope we will see you here often.
Bye, Mother. Good evening, Mr. Blank.
Say, sweetheart, they named a town after you.
No, really? What is it?
Great Neck.
Now, do you think that's nice? Go in now.
Betty, come in the house immediately.
Who's that, dame?
Why, Freddie, how disrespectful of you, calling my mother a dame. I'm surprised.
Your what?
My mother.
But you told me your mother was, well, that she just stayed at home.
She does.
Oh.
Oh, no, Freddie, don't kiss me again. I'll get blue blazes and a mental spanking now for staying out so late. She's so narrow-minded.
Narrow-minded?
Yes. Why? Are you surprised?
Oh, I didn't think there were any narrow-minded mothers left. Don't tell me she still goes in for courses. No kidding, baby. Is that really your mother?
Yes, that's my mother. What's the matter with her?
Oh, nothing. All right, see you tomorrow night. Now be a good girl and don't take any loaded cigars or wooden nickels.
Good night, Freddie. Thanks for the wonderful time.
My apartment.
Why, Betty, I can't understand such actions.
The door's open.
Do you realize what time it is?
Oh, now, Mother, please. Just because you keep early hours is no reason I have to. It simply isn't being done. That's all. You shouldn't have waited up.
But, darling, it's your first night home. And I shouldn't wait up for my little girl?
Oh, I'm not a little girl. You don't treat me like a 2-year-old. I simply couldn't get away sooner. I'm sorry. Let it go at that.
Betty, I wish you wouldn't talk like that.
Oh, Mother, I'm tired. Where's my room?
I'll show you. Honey, this is your room.
Thanks.
Betty, darling, aren't you going to kiss me goodnight?
Well, why, of course, Mother, but I wasn't ready to say goodnight yet.
Oh, Betty, why, you've been drinking.
Oh, Mother, a girl has to take a drink or two and be a good fellow, or no one will invite her any place. You don't understand, Mother. Oh, you're so old-fashioned.
I'm old-fashioned. Who was that young man?
Freddie Gilmore. You know the Gilmore chain stores. His family's one of the most prominent in town. Freddie's worth millions.
That may all be very well. But listen, my dear. Because a man can get credit for $1 million in Wall Street doesn't mean that he can be trusted in a taxicab.
Oh, this is no time for preaching, Mother. Besides, I resent your inferences about Freddie. He's a perfect gentleman. You just don't know men, that's all.
You'd be surprised. Anyway, I forbid you to see that Gilmore again.
You forbid me? Why, how absurd. Mothers don't talk that way to their daughters anymore.
Oh, my dear, you've got a lot to learn in life, and life is a hard teacher. I would rather teach you myself, and my first lesson to you is to keep away from Freddie Gilmore.
Don't worry. I shan't have to do that. Most likely he'll keep away from me now that he's seen the horrible place I have to live in. I was never so embarrassed in my life as when I had to tell him to take me to this section of town and then to drive up to this ugly-looking apartment. Why, you always gave me the impression we were rich. My friends are the best and wealthiest people. When they learn of this, they'll drop me in a minute. I won't have anybody.
But you'll always have me, Betty, darling.
Oh, Mother, please don't call me Betty. I was terribly humiliated when you called me that before Jean. My friends call me Beth. Betty is, well, it's so vulgar.
Good night, Beth.
Hello, Sophie.
Why, Jim, what are you doing away from the nightclub as early as this?
Well, the blow-off has come. Michael's is closing Saturday night.
Oh, that's too bad.
Why, what's the matter with you? You look as if you've been crying. Has Beth got back from the dinner party?
Yes, she came back a few minutes ago. Some high-hatted dude brought her home in a limousine. And looking out the window, I saw them carrying on. The same as some of those half-shot college kids do at the nightclub.
I'm sorry to hear that, Sophie.
Oh, Jim, no use. It's no use. All my schemes and dreams are wasted.
It's a tough break. I can imagine how you feel.
Speaking of tough break, what about yourself? What are you going to do now?
I don't know. I hate to ask you this, Sophie, but I promised Michael that I would do it.
Do what?
Well, he's wondering if you can return to the nightclub. Just for a while, until he gets back on his feet again.
I'll do it, Jim. I'll do it. The way I'm feeling now, I'd do anything.
Then you mean you'll come back?
Tell Michaels I'll see him tomorrow night.
Gee, that's great of you, Sophie. Well, I guess I'll be going. Come on now. Pull yourself together. Come on. Good night, Sophie.
Good night, Jim.
that you, honey?
Oh, hello, Freddie. I'm so glad you called. I was just thinking about you.
That isn't enough. I want you thinking about me all the time. I've been thinking about you, too. Spending fortunes and nickels trying to get you on the phone. Why didn't you answer? Then stepping out on me?
Oh, no, Freddie. I just went to the movies. Sorry I wasn't home.
Oh, that's all right. Just so you didn't fall in love with any happy leading man. Say, did you tell your mother about you and me going up to Dad's lodge over the weekend?
Oh, I'm awfully sorry, Freddie, but I'm afraid it's all off. You see, Mother was dreadfully angry last night. Oh, it was awful. She blames you and forbids me to ever see you again. She gave me the very devil.
Oh, she did, eh? Now listen, Beth, dear. You're not going to let that make any difference between us, are you? You know I'm crazy about you, honey.
Oh, I think you're awfully nice, Freddie, and I like you immensely. But everything's so mixed up now. I don't know what to say. After all, she is my mother, and, well, I've been drinking, and she saw you kiss me. I don't know what to do. She's so old-fashioned.
She's what?
Oh, she's the old-fashioned kind you read about in silly books.
Say, wait a minute. I'll fix this up dandy. Put your mother on the phone. I want to talk to her.
No, I can't, Freddie. She isn't home. She left a note for me saying she'd gone out for the evening and wouldn't be home until late.
Here's an idea, honey. Climb into your step-ins. We're stepping out. I'll rush right around for you.
Oh, no, Freddie, really. Mother said I mustn't see you again.
Oh, please, honey. Trust me just this once. I'll fix everything, honest. I've got a swell idea to make your mother give her consent. And how? Say yes, and I'm halfway over to your place.
Oh, no, Freddie, really, I can't. I promised Mother. Maybe we can fix it up later.
I'm on my way, baby. You better be ready, because if you're not, well, you're going anyway. I'm dangerous when I'm this way.
I can't go.
All right, here's another one. Almost every day, I hear some kind friend say, Sophie, dear, I think you're much too stout. And right away they suggest the diet they think best. They make me sick, I wish they'd cut it out. I don't want to get thin. Why should I? I'm all right as I am. All these slender-waisted mamas, they make me laugh. My goodness, men like to see a little foreign ass, and I don't want to reduce. Furthermore, what's the use? Men follow me around like Mary's laugh. The girls who talk of dieting, gee, they get on my nerves. Say, if you want to keep your husband straight, show him a lot of curves. I don't want to get thin. You can laugh and you can grin, but I'm doing very well the way I am.
Miss Leonard, I think you could do with a pound less or two.
Look who's talking. You close one eye, it look like a needle. Mind your business, please. I'm satisfied to be the way I am. I've got a lot of what I've got, and my friends love it. Mind you, they're no vegetarians. They like meat and plenty of it.
But I think you could spare a pound here or there.
Nobody's asking you, young man. Keep your mind on your music.
I can't when you're around.
Well, look where I am not.
I can't see that far.
All right, I'll buy us some field glasses. I'm fat, and I know it, and I intend to stay fat.
Miss Leonard, you shouldn't say fat. In the best places, they say one is stout.
In the best places, I'm fat. As I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, I'll eat anything.
Anything?
Anything.
You won't eat ham.
We leave politics and religion out of this. And get this in your dome, girls. All the married men who are after me have skinny wives at home.
You'll have to be much thinner to attract the young sheiks.
Don't worry, I'm doing all right with the Spaniards and the Greeks. I don't want to lose weight. The boys tell me I'm great. And my sweetheart loves me the way I am. I haven't any fear that he'll go chasing around with other mamas. He may find someone to fill my shoes, but not my pajamas. And I don't care what I weigh. I eat pie every day, and I hate pie.